Let's talk about the try-catch statement, which is used to verify information that the user has entered into a text box and to give an error message if the user has not entered anything or if they entered in an incorrect value. So you can see by this example, we have 5 weeks and we want the user to be able to enter into each of the text boxes a value for the weekly temperature and then click on calculate to display the average temperature for all 5 of those weeks. Okay, so each of these temperature boxes will be a different value that is entered by the user. And in this case, in order to calculate the average, we need to have all 5 values entered in. So we need to check and make sure that the user has entered 5 numbers into those text boxes. So in our code here, when the program runs, it's going to set up this constant value for the number of temperatures as integer. And so it will be named int num temps, and the data type will be integer, and the value will be set up as 5 in memory. Now when the user enters in the data and then clicks on calculate, then the calculate button event will execute, and we will declare the local level variables here. Local just means that these are only used in this calculate event. So they're each declared as a double data type, so it will declare those in memory as it goes through each of these lines. Now remember that when the calculate event has finished down here at the bottom, these will then disappear so that they can't be accessible to any other event in the program. Okay. So it's going to set up those values, and initially they're just null. There's nothing in the value for those. And it will set the status label text to be cleared just in case. That's where we will enter in any error messages. And then we have what's called a try-catch statement. So this means we're going to try to get the values that the user entered. And if there's an error message, then it will go down to the catch and display an error message in the status label. So what this will do is, after you've declared all the variables up at the top, the double temp1 is going to be set to the value that's in the text property of the text temp1 text box. So what this means is whatever the user entered in as the temperature is actually what's saved in the text property there. Now it's going to convert it to a double data type, because anything you type into a text box is by default a string data type, and if it's a string data type you can't do any math on it, and we're going to get an average of these, so we can't leave it as a string data type. So you're converting each of these to double, and that's what the try statement is checking, is whether or not these can actually be converted to double. So if the user enters in letters or characters beyond numbers, or if they don't enter anything at all, it should go down and catch and display this error message. And then down here, underneath that, it's actually declaring the total and then the average. So the total is just adding all of those weekly numbers together for the temperatures here. And then the average is taking that total, the sum, and dividing it by the constant, that number 5 that we have up here at the top, since there are 5 weeks to average. So if we go in and run it, and calculate, you can see here it will give you an error message if it finds that you did not do something correctly. And that is the try-catch statement.